Hopi, referred to as the peaceful people, are deeply religious and believe that everyone must live in peace and harmony with nature. The ceremonies, pilgrimages, and rituals that sustain the Hopi religion are linked to shrines that were established in ancient times at specific springs, mountain peaks, and other sacred areas in northeastern Arizona, where the Hopi are located. Mount Meru is the sacred Hopi mountain. The Hopi must complete certain rituals at specific shrines. The Hopi have strong family units and reject much of the intrusive outside culture. The Wuchim is the first winter ceremony, and is followed by Soil and then Powamu. These three portray the first three phases of creation. The Hopi people celebrate December as when the Kachinas come down from their home in the San Francisco peaks to bring the sun back to the world. The Katsina, or Kachinas, spirits that guard over the Hopi, dance at the winter solstice soil ceremony, understood to mean establishing life anew for all the world. The Hopi soil ceremony begins on the shortest day of the year and symbolizes the second phase of the creation of the dawn of life. Its prayers and rituals implement a plan of life for the coming year, ceremonially turning back the sun toward its summer path. Niman is the ending ceremony, representing the end of Katsina season. Although these are some of their very important ceremonies, the Hopi also practice death rituals, pahos, a snake dance ritual, birth rituals, and wedding rituals. The most important object of Hopi rituals are Kachina dolls. Dances and songs practiced during ritual are simple but convey the mysteries of the ancient people. The kiva is an underground chamber where rituals are held by the priests of clans who have authority to conduct religious ceremonies. The kiva represents the world below where the Hopi people come from. The paho is a sacred feather that has been purified and blessed that is also important to the ritual. The feather is usually from an eagle, which are sacred to the Hopi. The Hopi religion is deeply rooted in the landscape they have historically occupied. Holy or sacred places for the Hopi are most commonly natural phenomena within their territory, such as springs and mountain peaks. The shrines that often mark sacred places of the Hopi can be difficult to identify for those outside the culture, as they can easily be mistaken as mere rock piles. Hopi shrines and holy places are traditionally focused on the physical landscape and knowledge of the specific places at which the Hopi perform religious ceremonies. This information is traditionally passed down from older generations and kept within the community. In recent years, the Hopi have begun to encounter difficulties as the religious sites can be prone to vandalism and visitors practicing New Age religions, oftentimes leaving offerings that are felt by the Hopi to be disrespectful of their long-established religion and way of life. As the Hopi try to preserve their sacred spaces from modern development such as mining, their locations are marked for preservation and their information regarding their whereabouts is put into public domain, making it easier for non-Hopi to visit and potentially damage their ancestral places of worship. Many Hopi ceremonies involve spirits, known as the Katsina. The Katsina are clan ancestors or friendly ancestor spirits, and the chief Katsina, Utotu, is the ultimate ancestor figure. The Katsina appear in the upper world, surface of the earth, in February, and return to the underworld home in September. Hopi men are taken over by the Katsina when they appear in the upper world, but these men remain themselves, meaning they are temporarily both spirit and human. In order to impersonate the Katsina, the men wear masks and costumes. These masks and costumes are buried when their owner dies, returning the power to the Katsina. The right to wear the masks and costume is hereditary within the clan. They also have Kachina dolls, which are used as a young girl's dolls that are only presented to the women. The dolls are regarded as messengers to the spirit world. There are many specific Katsinas for each ritual or ceremony, and the Katsinas can vary between the three different mesas which the Hopi inhabit. In addition, the Katsinas and Iwutotu, there is a creator-like deity in the Hopi narrative that sent some Katsinas to accompany their ancestors of the Hopi when they emerge into the current world. Clothing for the Hopi Indians used to be more ritualized before the introduction of manufactured clothing. At birth, or within the first 20 days of life, both males and females received the quilola. Girls received this article from either their grandfather or father. Articles of clothing were given to the individuals at birth and when they reached some milestones in their lives. Both men and women wear moccasins on their feet. The moccasins can easily be painted for special occasions and ceremonies. The oldest traditional garments worn by the men is the breechcloth, normally made of wool or cotton, yucca fiber sandals, and rabbit skin robes. The men wear trousers that are made in 2 pieces and gathered at the waist. The breechcloth is outside of this. The kilt is the Hopi man's most important ceremonial costume piece and has several different types. The woman's everyday dress was a quasha that was worn with the woman's narrow belt. Although the most characteristic article of clothing for the Hopi woman has been the woolen dress that exposes the left arm and is cinched in the waist. During ceremonies, the Hopi wear headdresses and masks that are the most sacred parts of the ceremonial costumes. The headdresses represent spirit beings and are made to be diverse to symbolize the differences, many forms, colors, and details they are. When the Hopi pray, they use a visible form rather than an audible one. The way the headdresses move during ceremonial dances is equivalent to a repetitious chanting of a prayer. The name for headgear for the Hopi is nakchi, which means wish or prayer. The kuashkwa, a knot of eagle feathers that is attached to a kachina mask, is one of the most common headdresses. In order to contact the supernatural, they use feathers, either individually or combined with small painted sticks and bits of vegetation, or are tied to an object of importance. They use feathers because they are analogous to clouds and mist. The Hopi Indians also value stones that have been shaped in unusual ways because they also work as a form of communication to the spirits.